假如书籍会说话，今日对话，高效玩转Deepseek。
Efficient teacher. I've tried dozens of productivity tools, but why am I still working late into the night every day?
You mistook the diversity of tools for productivity. The real revolution in efficiency happens at the cognitive level. Tools are like brushes, and you are the artist using the same brush. A novice may only scribble, but a master can paint a strategic blueprint.
But all my colleagues are using the latest AI tools, and I feel like I'm falling behind.
Chasing the latest tool updates is a common mistake for beginners. Deepseek experts master the core features 3 months before the release using predictive learning. The key is not how new the tool is, but whether you can understand its evolution.
What is the anticipatory learning method? How exactly does it work?
Just like in Go, where you need to anticipate your opponent's next 3 moves. Studying the update logs of tool development teams, tracking keywords in field-specific papers, and analyzing the behavior patterns of top users, these 3 points form the iron triangle of learning.
But if we can't even master the basic functions, how can we have the energy to anticipate the future?
This is where your misunderstanding lies. 68% of users utilize no more than 20% of the tool's total features. You need to first establish a 3-dimensional mapping table of tools, scenarios, and objectives, and then pinpoint the truly critical functional modules with the precision of a sniper.
A 3-dimensional mapping table sounds so complicated.
It's actually much simpler than ineffective overtime. Take a piece of paper. List the real work scenarios on the left. Write the expected goals in the middle, and match the specific tool functions on the right. This process will alleviate 80% of your anxiety about redundant features.
But the leader always says, it never hurts to know more tools.
This is a mindset trap from the industrial era. In the age of intelligence, competitiveness lies in precision rather than comprehensiveness. Just as you wouldn't bring an entire set of surgical knives to cut fruit. Tools are valuable only when they are suited to the context.
But switching tools itself takes time.
That's why we need to establish a mental control tower. Spend 10 minutes every day at 5:00 p.m. to review the effectiveness of your tools. And record those actions that you thought were saving time but were actually creating more problems. After 3 months, you'll be shocked by the scale of hidden time losses.
What do you mean by hidden time losses?
For example, spending 2 extra hours beautifying a PPT when the focus of the meeting isn't on the layout, or using complex formulas for work that could be standardized. These time sinks consume enough energy that you could have mastered 3 core tools.
Can precise focus miss out on key features?
Use the misalignment validation method. Spend half a day each month deeply experiencing a new feature. But with 3 preset questions, what fundamental problem does this feature solve? How much more efficient is it compared to existing solutions? Can it be integrated into my workflow?
What can I do about the constant feeling of losing control due to rapid tool updates?
Cultivating a keen sense for tools is more important than chasing the latest trends. When you encounter a new feature, you should be able to instantly recognize whether it pertains to interface optimization, algorithmic enhancement, or an interactive revolution, much like a sommelier identifying the grape variety in a wine. This discernment will determine the level of effort you invest in learning it.
What exactly is the collaborative mindset you mentioned in your book?
Remember this formula. Tool potential times contextual understanding divided by cognitive blind spots equals true efficiency. Most people obsess over the numerator but allow the denominator to erode the value.
Could you provide a specific example? For example, while a novice might try out various AI transcription tools for meeting minutes, an expert would preemptively build a library of industry-specific terms and train the tool to recognize key decision points, ultimately saving 3 times as much time as simple transcription alone. But I feel like I'm stuck in the minutia of the tools.
Starting from tomorrow, imagine each tool as a Lego brick. Your task is not to memorize the shape of each brick, but to see how they fit together to form structures that solve real problems.
How can I determine if a particular tool is worth investing time in learning?
Apply the 3-light test. Can it address the current pain points? Can it prevent bottlenecks in the next 3 months? Can it restructure the workflow? It's worth investing in if it meets at least 2 of these criteria.
What if I study for a long time and find out it's not applicable?
This is precisely the fuel for cognitive iteration. Keep a log of misaligned learning. Which trends did you misjudge? And which scenarios did you underestimate? The value of this metacognitive training far exceeds that of the tool itself.
The blind spots in basic functional cognition you mentioned are really striking.
Try this experiment. Print out the table of contents from the official documentation of your most frequently used tools and mark the sections you haven't read at all. You'll likely find that you've missed about 70% of the core value points.
Should I relearn the basics?
Use the archaeological learning method. Start by reviewing the initial version of the tool and understand the context in which each feature was created. This will help you develop a genuine systems thinking approach, rather than just memorizing individual features.
How can we overcome the skill anxiety caused by intelligent tools?
Remember, no matter how powerful AI becomes, it is merely a proton. You are the particle accelerator that determines the direction of the collision. Transform your anxious energy into the ability to establish industry monitoring metrics. This is the core competency that cannot be replaced.
What was the turning point in becoming a master of tools?
When you can look at a colleague's computer screen and say, "Stop! This operation is creating 3 hidden time wasters. Congratulations. You have awakened as the master of the tool rather than its slave."